Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Winter, and I'm the CEO of Reach. I'm very excited today. This is the very first monthly update, and it's the very first monthly update, even though we've been working on this project for over a year. But we didn't quite feel like it was quite ready to start giving updates because it wasn't really ready for developers to be using the product yet. But that time has come. This week marks the date that we're releasing our documentation officially to the wild so that developers can actually start taking the product and building awesome blockchain applications. And this is, like I said, our first update. But since this is our first update, there's a chance that you don't know who I am or what the project is that I'm talking about. But the best way to kind of explain that is starting from the beginning. So blockchain is the future of tech. I truly believe that. There are many things that we can already think of, like currency, supply chain, voting, real estate, securities, and so on, that will be better with the blockchain. And there's many other things that we haven't thought of yet that the blockchain will make better. But there's a huge problem. Blockchain development is unapproachably hard. There are tools out there that try to make it easier, but the truth is that when you want to build something on the blockchain, you kind of have to do everything manually. You have to program every step of the way. Something that would take maybe a day in traditional senses, traditional development, would take weeks to build on the blockchain. And not only is it harder to build on the blockchain, but it's very punishing when you make small mistakes. Hundreds of millions of dollars have already been lost because of small mistakes in the code. And because of the immutable nature of blockchain, there's no easy way to get it back. So make a small mistake and oops, all of your users' money assets are gone. That's horrible. But that's why we built Reach. Reach is a blockchain development platform that is based around a programming language. So rather than follow the traditional product development route of analyzing the pain points and incrementally making them better, we just thought that wasn't really good enough. Blockchain development itself is so early that incrementally making it better would still be horrible, and it really wouldn't make a big difference. So we asked ourselves, how can we make blockchain development 10 times or maybe even 100 times better? So Jay McCarthy, my co-founder, has spent the last 15 years of his life researching how to fix similar problems in different industries. But none of the things that he came up with are quick fixes. But that's why it's taken us a year before we're ready to release our documentation and get developers on our platform. But we believe that it was really worth the wait. So to give you kind of a use case of what Reach can do today is a developer recently built a game on one of the platforms we compile to. And it took him about 3 weeks, working about 3-4 hours a day. Not quite full time, but a pretty solid pace. It was a great application, and it's quite impressive what he was able to do. But what I decided to do is I asked Jay to recreate the application in Reach. I pointed him to the documentation the guy wrote and said, hey, build this. And then literally within an hour, he wrote to me and said, hey, I'm done. And that's nuts to me. I mean, like 3 weeks, 3-4 hours a day, that's around 75 hours ish. And he finished it in an hour. So that's a huge difference. And this is the kind of improvement that we set out to achieve. So we're on the right track, at least. So that's kind of a update or a introduction to who I am, who the company is. But now let's get to actually why I'm doing this in the first place, but the monthly update. Now, these monthly updates, I really want to actually make them short, to the point, talk about the actual value adds of everything, and not get too technical with them. So splitting them into 2 sections. One of them is actual product updates, and the other one is community updates. The product updates. So to start, Jay and Dan, one of our engineers, has been spending the last month really working on developer experience. Jay rewrote the compiler to be more like JavaScript, to be able to take a lot of the features and a lot of the other quality of life improvements that come with JavaScript. to our language, and did a great job there. And Dan's been working on a lot of developer workflow, getting better error messaging out and making it so that just a better experience for developers. The other thing that we just did, as I mentioned this earlier, is we finished our documentation. The documentation right now is split up into five sections. The overview, which kind of gives you a taste of what Reach does. The tutorial, which is a multi-step, line-by-line explanation of how to actually build an application in Reach. The guide section, which is a deep dive into certain features of the language. The workshop, which is gives the developer a guided task to confirm their learning, and the reference itself, which is a document that gets in the nitty-gritty of how the actual language itself works. I'm going to go ahead and include the link to the documentation in the the description of this video. Next is the community news. One of the big updates is we were accepted into the CDL Accelerator. CDL stands for Creative Destruction Labs. It's based out of Canada, and they're traditionally a in-person accelerator. But because of COVID, they decided they're going to head and do this cohort over Zoom. And after going through a 2-week boot camp, they decided that they were going to accept us into their 10-month program. So we're really excited to get the most we can out of that program. Another great news, we received a grant from Algorand. Algorand is one of the most promising protocols out there, and we've been working with them pretty well over 6-ish months ago, but we decided to actually strengthen that partnership, and they gave us enough of a grant to finish out our language to finish it, so we don't need to worry about funding or anything like that. We can just be heads down building language, building the community, and it's great that they made it so we don't have to actually get funding. But Algorand themselves have been a great partner, given us great feedback, and really enjoy the community there so far. Next thing is that we're blockchain agnostic. It's great that we can build on Algorand. It's great that we can build on Ethereum, but we believe in a multi-chain world. And Cardano recently put out an RFP, so that requesting for if there's any companies out there that would build a alternative smart contract language, which is exactly us. So we submitted a proposal to that. So we're going to go ahead and wait to hear from that, and wish us luck there. Over the last week, we've been working with what I'm calling a beta cohort. That's just friends and close acquaintances that we've been working with over this time to get feedback from our tutorial, and it's been getting great feedback. One of the quotes that are really kind of standing out is that it took about 20 minutes to understand NIM, having only read the intro to Reach and never having built a dApp in my life. So that's pretty intense. Somebody never building any type of blockchain and got up and running and figuring things out in 20 minutes. So that's pretty good. We got the Discord community set up. I'll go ahead and put the link in the comments. So if you have any questions or you want to give us feedback or anything like that, or just join the community and help us build this product out, please join. And then finally, for updates, we launched what I'm calling Reach Services. It's our services arm that is focused on helping people build blockchain applications. Multiple different services that go with that, from learning to auditing to actual building. There's many companies out there, many enterprises that have the want to actually be connected to blockchain or build blockchain applications, but don't really have the skill sets or the people to do so. So we want to make sure that we offer those services as well. And we created a new webpage to go with that. So next month on our roadmap is we're going to start the CDL Accelerator. One of the cool things about that is that they have a bunch of MBA students that have asked to intern with the companies that got into the program. So if we find a match with one of them, they might be coming on and kind of helping me with the business side of things, which is pretty exciting. we are going to start onboarding developers. This week, start to actually bringing them on. My goal is by the end of the month, we have 30 new people on the program. Averages about 10 per week. I believe that we can hit that mark, but I'll report back and let you know next month how that went. The Gitcoin grant round 7 is starting this month. So Gitcoin is a public goods grant program out there that allows for people to donate to applications and protocols and services like us. We've got some money from them before, but now that we actually have a product that works, we're hoping to actually make a bigger push that way. So make sure when we tweet about that, if you can actually retweet, that'd be awesome. And like I said, like with the tweeting and getting people on, we're going to start making a bigger push at marketing, let people know about us. That is not my skill set. Nobody on the team's skill sets is either. But it's nobody else has to do it, but we have to do it. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to be sending out Twitter messages. I'm going to send out LinkedIn messages. If you have any suggestions, please join our Discord. Give me a shout out. Say do this better, and I'll be all ears. Jay's going to work on the finishing the workshops. Reminder: the workshops are the homework assignments to actually prove that the language that the developers that go through the tutorial really get the material. And then finally, as far as the product is concerned, we plan on actually solidifying our Algorand output. So be able to actually launch simple applications on Algorand by the end of the month. And then finally, just our needs. Really, the biggest need right now is getting the word out about us. We are just starting. We're ready for developers, but developers have to actually put the time in to actually go through the tutorial. We truly believe that once they actually go through the tutorial, they'll never want to actually turn back and build any other way. But getting them to do it is the first step. So please help us get the word out. Let people know that are developers, that are blockchain developers, any type of developers about us, and we'll be happy to introduce them to what we do. And that's about it. So thank you very much for sitting through this all. And I'm looking forward to updating next week or next month. Thanks.